In the race for Texas Attorney General, whoever wins the Republican primary will be the favorite in November. All of the candidates challenging incumbent Ken Paxton in the primary describe themselves as conservative fighters. But what does that mean? We met face-to-face with each of the Republican challengers to ask about their motivation for getting in the race and what sets them apart.
Well, so I think this campaign comes down to executive experience. I'm the only one that's run organizations in the private sector, the public sector, and also in the military. I'm ready to start this job day one. I don't need any training. I've been in and out of the halls of power in the legislature. I've spoken truth to power. I've reformed and downsized a balance sheet using my private sector background, and I'm going to do the same at the Attorney General's office. This office needs to be turned upside down. It needs to be reformed. There's way too much bureaucracy, and we need to attract new talent to the most important law firm in the state of Texas.
Unlike any of the other folks running for this race, I actually understand how judges think. I understand how to identify legal issues, and I've unpacked very complex constitutional questions for over 2 decades. No one brings to this job that experience, and the people of Texas deserve an attorney general who has integrity, experience, a commitment to upholding the Constitution, and that's not new for me. That's the way I've lived my life.
You're all pitching yourselves as conservative fighters. So what exactly differentiates your fight for the conservatives compared to the other opponents?
My proven track record. I've been on the bench 22 years. I've been on the ballot. This is probably my 6th time, maybe more than that if you count the primary and the general. I've been supported by conservative groups throughout my 22-year career, whether it's fighting for the unborn, being a voice for our children, whether it's securing the border, whether it's election integrity, whether it's upholding the Constitution. I'm the one with a proven track record over 2 decades of supporting our Constitution and upholding conservative values.
I have the most aggressive public policy platforms as it relates to, I believe, the most important issues in our state as it relates to the Attorney General. First is securing the border. I've been endorsed by the National Border Patrol Council, the union that represents the 19,000 Border Patrol agents that keep the watch because of my national security background. Secondly, I'm the only one with a very precise plan as it comes to backing our law enforcement in Texas. Whether it's pushing back on the defund the police movement, working on Brady List reform, making sure that our law enforcement officials are honored in our state rather than criticized and prosecuted. We got to rebuild the relationship with the legislature. Because of the broken relationship, this agency's powers have been stripped. So I will walk to the halls of power and I will expand the authorities of this agency, restore integrity and trust, and make sure that we have the talent to go out and fill in the gaps that our law enforcement tell me every single day that we're missing in the halls of power in Austin.
The good thing about being a judge and coming to this job with my experience is that I take a look at every issue with fresh eyes. And the only thing that's guided my decisions over the last 22 years is the Constitution. And that's what's going to guide my decisions here. I will always stand up for Texas, and I'll stand up for the unborn. I'll stand up for a secure border, and I will stand up for the rule of law.
We did reach out to Attorney General Ken Paxton's office and asked him to speak with us. The office, however, did not respond to our request for an interview. Republicans have held the Attorney General's office for decades in Texas, but Democrats see a chance to make their mark. Up next, we'll meet the candidates on the blue team, how they're taking different paths to the primary campaign. And what do Texas voters think about the candidates? What new polling shows us about who has the edge and who could make a move in the race for Attorney General?